Education, Laurie Kilmartin.
Why don't we do the podcast and then we'll do the ad right afterwards?
We're going to do an ad, you guys, and I'm pretty excited about it. Hi, Laurie. Welcome to
Hello.
What is Midnight in My Mind.
Yeah, Jaqueline. It is 9 p.m. Pacific, but yeah, it's 10 p.m. my time. I was Mountain Time for a while, and mentally I still am.
Mentally, I've been wandering the Pennsylvania, West Virginia areas.
What was it
Western.
Like? I'm so excited to hear about it.
Oh my gosh, it was so great. So there's a guy. He is in charge of. You might have met him. I had met him, but I didn't remember because too many people, right? Yeah. Such a good guy. His name's Will Hancock, and he was in charge of transportation at High Plains.
Okay.
The Denver Festival.
I've never done that one.
Oh, you haven't? Okay,
no,
well let's get you there. And attainable goal, because let me tell you something else, is he loves you and Raul loves you. And Raul books a gig in Pittsburgh.
I'm here. And I'm available.
Right. So what Will did was he's only lived in Pittsburgh for a year. Yeah. Get this, you're going to love Will Hancock because he engineers recycling plants around the world. He's a mechanical engineer. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right.
Jackie, I was just sick to my stomach over all the waste that comes from travel this weekend. All the plastic, all the little things where you want to put the little cream cups. Oh, yeah. And no one recycles them. I did. But I mean, even the energy that it takes to recycle them, it's pointless. It's just, it's heartbreaking.
Right. It's all very brutal. So he creates those engines or does something. There was more to it. As soon as he told me, I was like, oh, I know someone you should talk to. And it would be Laurie Kilmartin who would want to talk your ear off. He could be on the Dork Forest. It would be just fine. But I will say that so because he does the transportation, he helped me with my transportation. So, like what I did was I did 4 shows around Pittsburgh and West Virginia. 2 of them were sort of don't tell secret shows.
Oh, cool.
Which are hilarious to me because they are full rooms. But I didn't perform for more than 70 people, Laurie.
The whole every time,
each
out of
time.
all 4 nights. Okay, wow.
So I was covered for hotel and air. I didn't know how much money I'd make. I ended up making perfectly good money.
Okay.
And only sold 9 hats, but that's fine. The first night, what I did was I rented a car, and I used points to do it because otherwise Will was going to pick me up from Pittsburgh at the Pittsburgh airport, drive me to Morgantown, West Virginia, and then drive back. And I was like, that's unnecessary.
It's a lot.
And yeah, Morgantown, West Virginia, by the way, is in the Appalachians. I don't know if you've ever done West Virginia. I have not.
I have. I've done, there's a University of West Virginia is in Morgantown. And I did, in my brief college career, I got booked there. Oh. And I think I was playing opposite Sugar Ray, the singer.
Yes.
Yeah, not the boxer, but not Sugar Ray Leonard, but the singer at the time, and so he took most of the audience.
Right. Well, I was at a small theater called the 123 Pleasant. It's on Pleasant Street. The address is 123, and it's essentially just a hippie bar. It's awesome. It is a blue dot in the middle of a red sea.
Oh, neat.
And and so I did what I could to promote. Some people came out. You know what it felt like, that West Virginia gig? It felt a lot like doing Iraq in 2005. It was like people were psyched that I had come. They were like,
that you came all the way out there? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. They're like, so I had a good set. That was the Wednesday. And by the way, I rented a car. They gave me a 2023 Dodge Charger, bright red, cherry red. Mm-hmm. You've heard my new driving bit. There's absolutely no need for me to drive. It was terrifying.
You should not be in a nice car ever. And if the rental car companies hear your driving bit, your rental car days are over.
Well, and it was essentially a little old lady driving a fist of a car around the mountains, because I just slowly drove there, parked, and then we went to, and it turns out my brother Phil's ex-wife, she's remarried and lives 45 minutes away from Morgantown, West Virginia.
Did she come over?
Yeah, she brought her two hippie friends, and she's in the pollinating business now. That should be a dick joke, but it isn't. She actually works with bees and butterflies and stuff like that.
Oh my God. You keep meeting
Pennsylvania
neat people. I love
Yeah.
bees.
Yeah. And so she brought her husband and two friends to the show.
Mhm.
And we went to dinner at the fanciest restaurant in Morgantown, West Virginia. It was delicious. I had shrimp and
Outback
grits.
Steakhouse.
It was a great, no. I had Cody. Cody was the guy, and he hosted very funny comics that I worked
Yeah.
with locally.
Oh,
There was
cool.
there was a
So
guy
they have
named
like
Justin.
a scene?
They have a scene.
Love it.
It was so great, and they drive up to Pittsburgh for stuff too, because it's only an hour and 15 away.
Yeah.
So so I did that Wednesday, but I got in Tuesday night,
Mhm.
and the Cody guy brought me mussels Diablo on linguine from his from the fanciest restaurant in Morgantown, West Virginia.
Do you like mussels?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Your taste buds were shut off in the Franco-American War by Chef Boyardee. So, but here's
oh my God.
That's an Andy joke. So and then okay, and then so that was Tuesday and Wednesday. I was in Morgantown, had a lovely time there. The Hotel Morgan, where Cody put me up, gorgeous, fucking gorgeous.
Cool.
And it's such a pretty town, and I went to a coffee shop, and it was delightful. And then on the Thursday, I drove to Pittsburgh. And remember, I was in Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago opening for Maria at the Improv. So
Oh, that's right.
yeah, and we stayed at a different Hilton Garden Inn, and the one that Will Hancock put me up at is amazing. It was so walkable. It was right by something called Market Square. It was like there was a CVS across the street, there was a Starbucks, there was really good restaurants all around it.
You got it all. You got it all at that
I
point.
had it all. So that was Thursday morning. So Thursday night, Will picks me up and drives me. I go and I do a secret show at a barber shop, pick up a set.
Was
Super
it
fun.
officially a secret show like the Secret Show Company, or was it just a
Different
variation
secret
of
show
it?
company?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
different secret show, and that was nice. That was super fun. Other local comics that were hilarious. I have a short list of all the comics I work with, the women comics that
Oh, cool.
because we just happen to do women comics for Comics of the
Yeah.
Week.
Mhm.
And then and so did that show, and Will was like, you should return the Charger, because I'm just going to drive you to the next gig and the other two gigs. And so I returned the Charger, and then he said he'd drive into the airport. So on Friday, I returned the Charger to
You
the
get some money back?
Pittsburgh.
Or
I
some
don't know.
points back?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just left it.
Okay.
And then he came pick me up, and then he drove me to the Don't Tell, which was at a restaurant, a kitchen. It was called the Kitchen Bay,
Yeah.
and that was lovely. By the way, the owner of that restaurant in Pittsburgh used to work at the Stand, and his name is Tyler. Whatever.
he,
a lot
was
of
he-
people come
was
through.
he a chef?
I don't know.
Okay.
He looked like he didn't. It looked like he could do anything. Quite honestly, he had
Okay.
that kind of vibe.
Okay.
And but that show, the Don't Tell show, was 45 people, 2 shows sold out,
Wow.
and the first show was epic and so great.
Oh,
And
cool.
2 guys were down from New York just playing through, doing sets. And then second show was, they were tired, and it was weird. It was a 9:30 show. They shouldn't have been tired, but they were tired. And here's what I've discovered. I can talk about my set later, but but here's I was given a guarantee, and then the guy, the don't tell guy, was like, it was $50 less. I said, well, it was this for the each show, so it should be this. And he goes, well, it was that for one show, and then $100 less if it were 2 shows. And I was like, and I showed him the email, and he goes, and I said, you know what, I'm not gonna sweat it, but he's like, no, I'll pay you. So the next day, I get a very nice apologetic. He was like, I didn't find it. I clearly was talking to a different comic about a different show, and I'm so sorry, and I'm slightly embarrassed. Yeah, and I was like, well, because the distillery gig, which was the Saturday night gig, I thought it was $200 more, and I looked at the email, and it was not. So that error can go both ways. Yeah, that's why there's emails. Young comics out there, don't be shy to show people an email. And don't be shy to apologize when you're wrong.
Yeah.
And because I do it, because everyone makes mistakes. And if it's a bad guy, if it's a bad booker person, then you could be mad. But initially, just I understand it was slightly more than that. And here's the email.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And it was great. And so that show also, really great young Pittsburgh comic opened. Just the 2-person. She did 20.
Yeah.
I did an hour, 55 probably. Because I'll just say this about my new hour or my current hour. 35, 40 minutes of it, tight. The other 20, I might have to
roomy.
I might have to rearrange some nonsense, so I can cradle that 15 that needs work in the middle. Because I've got a great closer. Closer's working just fine. So everybody's interested. Everybody was psyched. They were like, "Oh, is Laurie going to come next?" And I was like, "I hope so."
Heck yeah!
And so I'll give you the info. This guy's good. He's really, and it was because I haven't done. Going in, I was like, "Oh, it's like one-nighters." I'm doing a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday, all different places.
Yeah.
But because I had 2 nights at one hotel and 3 nights at another hotel, and someone to drive me, or a car, it felt incredibly great, and everybody was so psyched. All the audiences.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's what that was. And Pittsburgh, I've decided, I love Pittsburgh. It's like if Milwaukee and Minneapolis were one city.
Oh, that's a great way to describe it. I've only been there once when I worked for Jeff Schneider at the old Improv.
Yeah, that was
a long time ago.
Before 2 weeks ago, that was the last time I was there. What year were you there?
I don't remember. He's not.
Did you stay
anymore,
in that condo? No. God, I'm sure.
I don't remember. I just remember. I think I drove because I was based out in New York at the time. So I think I drove or whatever. I don't remember.
So it would have been mid 2000s then, right?
Yes. Jackie, but we haven't, our podcast was Thursday at Austin, and then we had the weekend. So I was looking at that, that Friday night set that was just horrific.
Oh, right. Friday second show. That was a caricature.
Friday second show? Oh my God.
A Friday second show. They were so loud.
No.
Oh, that's right. You have video.
Yeah, I have video of it was crickets. I could not get any. You were watching. You saw that, right? I had to almost literally stab people to get a reaction from them. And so I'm thinking of making pulling clips of me panicking and making a video of complete bombing. Because I was I was rewatching it. I watched my opening joke. Literally I remember that feeling of, oh fuck, this is gonna be like suck. This.
I know. And here's what it was. God. First, because we did you opened both shows Friday. Yeah. Or wait, did you close both shows Friday?
No, I opened Fridays and you opened Saturdays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that was a caricature of a Friday night.
That was
because they were there was chatty people.
It was a little I mean, you had a different dynamic when you went up because I'm not bragging, but I took 1,000 bullets for you. 1,001, actually. I just
Right.
remembered another one. And so you had a different audience than I did.
Could you hear me laughing?
Yes, I could. Laughing at? Yes, I definitely heard you laughing at me. Yes, I heard.
I was
I heard.
laughing at the situation. I was laughing
I heard
with
many
you.
comedy professionals enjoying that set. That's what I heard.
You guys, you should clip it out and just go, have you always wanted to do stand-up comedy? Feel free to laugh at these jokes. Because they were told in a vacuum.
I want to just put the silence. I don't know. It's like very painful, but if I could get through it, it'd be fun.
Right.
So then so Sunday we leave, right?
Oh, right.
And so a lot of drama with Southwest again. Okay.
Again.
I had a 3 p.m. flight, and they said they let me change it to an earlier flight just so I could for free.
Yeah.
Because I think the 3 p.m. was the 3 p.m. was leaving like 10 minutes late, or some window where they're like, well, if that ruins your day, you can change your flight for free, right?
Right.
So I'm like, all right, I'll take an earlier flight. It was a 10:15er, but it went through Las Vegas. I'll get back earlier. I got stuff to do with my son, blah, blah, blah. So I get to the airport, right? The flight going to Las Vegas, the gate and agent announces the plane is broken. That's exactly the phrasing she used. I've never even heard that. Usually they go,
I've heard that.
Maintenance. I haven't heard broken. A broken plane?
Right. But I'm always psyched when it's broken and they don't want to put me on it anyway. I'm like, good.
Yeah. So they reroute me. I'm supposed to get in at 1:15. They reroute me on a flight that gets me in at 9 p.m. Okay. So I go, no. And so I bought a ticket on the 3 p.m. flight that I had originally been on for $500. And as I'm inching my way towards...
I don't understand why you couldn't just switch it back. Why wouldn't they let you switch it back?
Well, okay, so I was in line, and everyone's in line. You know, when everyone's in line waiting to get the official... You have to act fast because the seats fill up, right? So I couldn't... I just wanted to get on the fucking plane, right? I didn't want to... And so I bought a ticket. And then with Southwest, if you buy it... And also, I think actually with all airlines in 24 hours, you can can return it. So I'm like, I'll just get it, and then they'll put me on this flight anyway, and then I'll return it, and it'll be fine. But I just want to make sure I'm on this flight.
Right.
Because I have to take my son to see the Blue Eye Samurai, right?
That's right.
And so I get to the front finally, and at that point, they put me on the 9 p.m., the one that gets in at 9 p.m. via Oakland. And I was like, well, that's unacceptable. I bought this ticket, and the gate agent said, okay, we'll refund you the money that you paid for that ticket and put you on this flight. You can take that one, and we'll cancel this other one, whatever. So, and then they didn't refund it. So then I was on a call with customer service this week, and she's like, I'm sorry. And then I sent an email, and I got a reply on Saturday of this week when I was in Fort Collins, and I'm like, I know they're fucking me over. I do not want to read this email. I'm going to be furious. So I saved it for today, and they are going to.
Good.
They're like, as a courtesy, they're making a big deal about it. Motherfucker, your gate agent told me that they would refund me that money.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Gate agents lie, or they promise things that they
don't have the power
home
to
office doesn't back up, right?
Yeah.
Because this happened on the Air Canada flight too, which I'm still furious about.
Yeah.
Canada as a nation owes me $700 American dollars.
Yeah.
So here's my message to everybody. Record the gate agent telling you something, get their name, get something official. Because they will pretend like it didn't happen. The airline, when you try to get the money back.
And then you sat next to me on the 3 p.m.
That's right. So you were on the 3 p.m. Also, I was furious because I thought, well, surely I'm higher up on Southwest Rapid Rewards program than you are because you're on fucking Delta all the time. And I was like, I can't wait to walk past her and enter the airplane first, like the queen that I am.
As you said, I'm A-list. And I was like, I'm in the A group. And you're like, well,
but you're also A-list. I looked at your ticket. I'm like,
I am
God damn it.
A-list.
How are you A-list? That's not fair.
Well, because I'm flying everywhere and I only do Delta and Southwest. But you do a lot of JetBlue. You're already
Mosaic.
I was going to say, what tile? What tile are you? Mosaic. You're
shit.
Laurie just camera went off. Okay, that's too funny. All right.
Is it? Do I show?
There
up?
you go. You're back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Mosaic. Yeah. So this weekend I was in Fort Collins at the Comedy Fort.
Mm-hmm.
So fun. I did feel a little sick on stage on Friday. Like I forgot that I was at altitude. I was fine until I got on stage. And all of a sudden I felt weak and extremely thirsty. Thirsty.
It's a 4 to 7 inch stage. I mean, it is not like I had the same thing whenever in Denver, where I'm like, all I did was go up like 2 steps.
A step and a half.
Why?
I know.
Why would I have this feeling? But I totally get it.
So I powered through, and Kyle was there because he's recording tonight. He's recording Ana Valenzuela's album for his record company. Anna was featuring. So all week she did different 15-minute sets. So she did all 4 15s that are going to be in her hour, and it was great. She did a great job. And then we had some really funny guest sets, Kyle and Samuk and this.
Samuk.
Yes, he lives like 45 minutes north of there.
Yeah.
I'm like, where are you? But whatever. He's enjoying life.
Yep.
So yeah, it was really fun. And then Saturday was a lot better because I felt a lot better.
It just takes a day. But I buy that can of Boost business, which is an oxygen can, and I literally suck on it. And I'm just like, but you're in better shape than I am. All that swimming
like it really felt like thirst. Like I was constantly drinking. I would do a chunk and then I would take a sip.
Okay. Yeah.
Like it got pretty rhythmic at some point.
And I drink so much coffee that I don't remember to drink water. So coffee will suck the water out of you. Anyway.
True. And they put me up the hotel. You know that hotel, right? It's right down the street.
Oh, good.
Armstrong.
Oh, good.
You've been there. You told me about it.
The first time I worked there, I got put at the Armstrong, and then after that,
that's nice.
I was at a condo, and I had to. Dave and I regrouped, and I had to be because there wasn't even Wi-Fi at the condo. There was. He was like, "There's a tea shop downstairs. You could use their Wi-Fi," but it didn't reach. And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna need a hotel room."
Condos need to die. I don't know. Somehow we got to get the word out. But it was, the hotel's great, and it had a Nespresso coffee maker.
Oh, I love that hotel. Actually, I really do. It's so cute that street.
The hotel is cute. I had bacon at every meal. I love Fort Collins. I could live there. I felt like this the last time I was there.
Yeah. And
I feel like this again. I'm like, this is a place you could live. It's great. And even the houses, when I was looking at the real estate ads on the street,
Of course you were.
They're affordable compared to what you have in LA,
Yeah, you should see Pittsburgh.
Oh my God, I bet.
Yeah. It's and it's I went to the Andy Warhol Museum yesterday. Did you know Andy Warhol was gay? I think everyone did but me.
I think so. He doesn't, for not one fiber of my being says he's straight. So he could also be asexual. I would believe that as well about him.
Right. Right. And weirdly enough, he died when he was like 54 or 55 years old.
He was young.
Yeah, well, he was born in 28.
Our whole lives. Wow.
Well, he was born in 28, and so what I learned was that Pittsburgh and the state of Pennsylvania created more steel during World War II than all 3 of the Axis nations. So, as you can imagine, Pittsburgh was full of smoke. So he lived in the smoke until the steel industry collapsed, and he moved to New York. whatever happened
So
first.
probably a whole bunch of people that grew up when he grew up died very young because of, oh my God.
Probably. Yeah. Plus,
Fucking awful.
I read an interview with him. He said that he ate Campbell's soup every day for 20 years. That'll
Not
also kill
helping.
you. Yeah, that'll kill you. It's in lead cans was asbestos. I don't know.
Really? Oh,
No,
shit.
I have no idea.
Oh.
I have no idea.
Yeah, you inspired me, and I went to the museum that's between the comedy club and the hotel.
Oh,
And
good.
it was this artist named Terry Maker, and uh, really wild. It's just like cool paintings, but there were some other women behind me, and one of them goes, "A lot of circles." The other goes, "Yeah." It's very abstract.
Wait, was there edge tension? I learned about edge tension once going through a modern museum with Andy.
I don't know.
It's there was a black dot, but it
Yeah.
wasn't in the middle. It was near the edge, and the guy who did that first black dot created edge tension.
Oh.
And,
No,
I can hear you swallow. So just so you know.
Sorry, gross. She takes like straws. She'll take little straws and slice them into little tiny little
Okay.
portions.
Yeah.
And put those in inside of a circle, like little tiny straw circles inside of a circle, like dissected pieces of a straw.
Okay.
And that's of course what caused the other women to say a lot of circles. But it was, she was saying how basically there's plastic and everything, including our blood and all these things look like blood cells, but they were little pieces of little dissected pieces of straws. I was like, whoa, that's fucking awesome. And then they have video of her working, and she's like sawing stuff, and it's not how you think art is when it's all delicate and stuff. It's just like it's almost like, yeah, like it's like construction work practically, the way she was working it.
Oh, that's huge.
So, you know what?
What?
So on Fort Collins, I forget what show, Bronston Jones was in town.
Who's that?
You know him. He used to have a show in Venice. He's like 6'9".
Oh yeah, I remember that guy.
So he's kind of,
I didn't know his last name
roaming the country doing comedy.
Good for him.
So he was in Colorado. He's in Colorado right now. And so he did a set, and he had a line that kind of touched on like a new joke I'm working on. So I was like, well, let me just drop that one line, because I had another angle coming in after it.
Nice.
Let me just drop it and see how it works. And it worked better. And so I'm like, oh, I'll just drop it, because it was a reference to January 6th. And I don't know if you've noticed, but everyone's got a January 6th sort of, it's very common reference now.
Yeah,
It's almost like
there.
It's the new cutting yourself or anal sex or something.
Right, it's in the zeitgeist. Everybody's doing it.
It is.
I feel sad I don't have one. It's very sad.
Yeah, well, Jackie,
now's the time.
Keep it going. Because I think if it's in the punchline, if you're on a multi-comic show, you probably aren't going to be the first comic to do it.
Right.
So I have one that's in the setup, and then the punchline goes in a different direction. This one, this reference was in the punchline. It was part of the punchline. And I was like, you know what? I could just drop it anyway, because there's too many January 6 references going around comedy anyway. So and I got a different angle that is working. So that was nice.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so great.
Yes.
I had a really, I don't know where to put all this, that giant chunk about America. It was working. And then it was so funny. There was a lot of, Will didn't do it. He was, though he did say something very funny at the distillery. I said, did Sam Talent have more people here than me? He said, no, less. And then there was a pause, and he goes, I would have said that in any case. And I was like, oh, you're no fool. So I don't
Wait, what do you mean?
He didn't tell me the truth, whether Sam had more or less.
See.
He said, always less, always less. You're doing great, Jackie.
He knows how to talk to comics.
So let's backtrack and say, because when we were in Austin, we we got to hang out with comics.
Yeah.
We got to hang out with Hari Kondabolu.
Oh yeah. We went out to lunch. That was fun.
Yeah,
That was cool.
and-
We went to
yeah.
One in a Million.
One
And it was
in a million.
great.
It was
I had
really good.
migas. It was
Yeah.
delicious. Incredible. Yes.
Yep. I think I had the machaca, if I remember correctly. Who knows what I had?
I forgot
But-
what you had.
Me too. There's too many meals. And then
Yeah.
and then oh, dang it. I'm spacing her name who did the guest set. She was on the Dork Forest talking about Chinese vampires and ghosts.
Mary Beckett.
That's it, Bouquet or something. I think it actually is pronounced. But I could be wrong. But yeah, super fun to hang out with them and the
Yeah, she was
staff
great.
at the Creek in the Cave. So happy. And then we went to the madhouse that was
Oh yeah, we tried to get in the mothership.
Mothership.
Yeah, that was wild.
Right, but it's right on 6th Avenue. So every
Street,
haircut,
yes.
6th Street. So
Yeah.
like every college kid and just
Yeah.
every drunky Magoo in the whole wide world. So just sold out. And you know, he's making himself a hero, Joe, because he's paying really, really
He's
well.
saying, look, sign me up.
Well, I
mean, yeah. Money does silence me. So I am available to be silenced. Anyone wants that.
Right. And I heard that the new Cap City is also really good looking. It's and we didn't get to see
Tower. Yeah. Well,
you
that's
did.
pretty far away. But no, we couldn't get into Mothership because it was sold out. And then I had left my phone at the cave and I had like 10 more steps in those shoes before my feet completely collapsed.
Right.
So I was like, I can't pursue this.
Did you never
hopefully
see
I'll
Working
see it
Girl?
another time.
Did you never see Working Girl where you carry an extra different pair of shoes?
Jackie, do you know how much shit I carry? I've got a portable air purifier. I have a non-portable. There's endless amounts of tricks and potions and apothecaries in my purse. I can't also fit shoes.
Right.
I just need I need better shoes. I need to accept that my feet are
not shaped
a
like
lot and they need to be, they go out like Fred Flintstone feet. Did his go out or did he just have like rectangle feet?
I think he had very rectangle feet.
Okay, they're not rectangles. They start with a nice heel, as we all have. And then a lot of people, it's a slender foot, and then you have your toes hanging out. And me, because my bunions returned, I had them taken off when I was 22, Jackie, and they're back. Oh, and my mom had terrible bunions. I took pictures of her feet before she died just to log them in the family tree to let all
put them in the OnlyFans. Hello and welcome to what is now a foot fetish podcast. On that note, can I say this? Can we take a quick break?
Yes.
And now can we do comic of the week?
Yes, our comic of the week. We slept on this gal, Vanessa Gonzalez. Very funny. Obsessed with Selena. I love it. And she's going to be on Netflix has a new like hour where a bunch of comics are doing 10 minutes.
Oh, right.
So she's one of them.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So she, but it hasn't aired yet. So she's getting, we're going to call the Netflix show The Bump.
Right.
From Jackie and Laurie, because this will come out before that does. But yeah, her Instagram is Vanessa G Comedy, 1 N, 2 S, 2 S's, and then Gonzalez is 2 Z's. So put that in your little search bar and check her out.
Yeah, Vanessa Gonzalez, you guys. She sounds great. And who's hosting that hour? Do you know?
I don't know.
Is it Wanda or is it okay?
Well, I don't know, Jackie. When I said I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I was mid-question.
I thought that covered it.
Mid-question. So I got, let's see. I flew through Midway today. That was a lot.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Southwest?
Yep, Southwest. Yeah. And it was fine. I had an exit row both flights. Next to me, the first flight, there was no one in the middle seat. Actually, there was no one in either of the seats next to me. And then in the second flight from Midway to LAX, the two people next to me wore masks.
Nice.
Yeah.
On my flight this morning, out of Denver. Oh, okay. So I rented a car. I flew into Denver and rented a car to
Shrewd.
drive to Fort Collins.
Shrewd.
Just because I was getting in super early and I don't know, I just want to drag somebody out to pick me up. And
I
also,
like it's a Cation thing. We want our own car so I can leave. I want to
yeah,
leave. Yeah.
and also I like to drive. Like
I don't. Yeah.
I think a lot when I drive, and especially when you're
Okay.
driving through the mountains. Oh my God. And so anyway, so I tried Sixt, which is this like new
Oh,
rental
right.
car
The rental
company.
car company. Yeah.
Yeah, right. It has a Spirit Airlines feel. Like the guy when I went to pick up my car, the guy's like, "Here's what I tell all my clients," and I'm like, "Clients? I'm here for 45 seconds. What the fuck?" While he's trying to upsell me some shit. But they gave me they're like, "Hey, do you want a BMW?" And I'm like, "Absolutely not. Otherwise you're gonna get a Chevy,
Good.
Bolt or whatever the fuck it
Yes.
is." And then he goes, "Actually, we don't have the Chevy. I'm gonna give you the BMW." I'm like,
Yeah.
"I fucking knew it. You're trying to make me pay for it."
Right.
So I had a BMW SUV, incredible.
Whatever.
Jack, it's like piloting the space shuttle. I don't know
right.
how any of
So
it works.
You had a
Unbelievable.
BMW SUV. I had
Yeah.
I had the Dodge Charger,
Right.
and I, by the way, had also wanted a Chevy Volt or Bolt or whatever I wanted a tiny
I don't
car
know.
because I
Right.
wanted
Yeah.
to be able to park it, and I
Right.
wanted
Yeah.
and I, in an ideal world, I would get another Corolla. How about that? So
2009. Yes.
right, but the yeah, so I literally, when I was returning the car to the Pittsburgh airport, I got completely lost, ended up in short-term parking, had to play through, and then I was like, I'm trying to return this car, and also there's supposed to be a gas station around here. And he goes, "Oh yeah, go to the gas station right past here. Hang a left, you'll see the gas station, and then keep going left, and that's where the rental car return is." And it was dollar rent a car. The Pittsburgh airport is not big.
Yeah.
It is pretty great though. And last night in Pittsburgh was the light up the city night. So it was Christmas.
So it's all Christmas lights. Yeah. Fort Collins looked adorable. Oh my God.
It was so great. There was a train that went around the foyer of the hotel. Every time I stepped out of my room, it smelled like gingerbread. Did you see that I posted that?
No, I try not to read because I know you're going to tell me on the podcast. So I try to, I want to have a genuine reply.
Are they trying to get me to fall in love with Pittsburgh? Because I was like, gingerbread. It smells like gingerbread every time I get out of and it didn't smell like it in the foyer. It didn't smell like it in my room. But in the hallways, for some reason, it totally smelled like it. It was weird.
You're a foyer. I'm a foyer. That's how I pronounce it. That's another thing we don't have in common.
Again, you guys, women comics are different. They're different from each other. You can book a foyer. You could book a foyer. Go ahead.
Let's see. Oh, so my rental car is supposed to be $60 because it was like an intro thing, and then Expedia gave me some points back, and I was charged 188. So now I got Southwest. We're cool, but now I have to go on the warpath with customer service of 6.
Oh my God!
Like, can I just have a week where I'm not on the phone with somebody telling me, "I'm so sorry, there's nothing we can do. We don't know what happened."
Well, I know what happened. You overcharged me. Please give me my money back. And yeah.
Bruce told me that I'm back on Sirius.
Oh, there you go.
Like real serious, not She's So Funny, like Raw Comedy or Raw Dog or whatever.
Right. They changed all the names.
Yeah, that's good. Mm-hmm. Not only is it good because I'll get some, obviously, Sound Exchange money, but it's good to be on the radio so people go, "Hey, that lady, she's going to be at our place. Okay, let's go see her."
Are you back on Pandora? And do you have an artist profile?
Yeah, I do. I checked it, and my stuff's on Pandora. It is.
But do you do the artist message?
I will. I think I gave up after everything collapsed with the radio, and I'll get back on it.
All of my albums were gone, so I didn't do it, and now they're back. And there was a big glitch in the artist for the last 2 weeks. It wasn't working from the from the app, and I didn't notice. And then finally, I interacted a great deal with Pandora over the weekend. And they were like, if you download the Pandora app for your laptop and then upload the 15-second message onto the, I was like, okay, let me get a pen. And and then it might be fixed, but I finally got an ad up a day of. And then, of course, I got 2 messages on Instagram today going, you were in Pittsburgh? You were in West Virginia? I'm like,
no.
Yes. It's my least favorite.
Oh, the worst.
The worst.
I have a release date for Cis Woke Grief Slut.
What is it?
End of January.
Okay.
We still don't know what platform. There's like things are trying to be made happen. So
that's amazing.
That would be exciting. But I was talking about this in our chat, but I'm like kind of worried. Like I'm going to clip out everything. Like I've been sort of depressed performing recently because I'm like, oh, so many of these jokes I can't tell them again after January, but I probably can.
You probably can, and by January, which will be 3-4 months, you'll have a new 10-15 anyway. So
I hope. I mean, it feels slow going, honestly, on new stuff that I like.
Me too.
But whatever. That happens, and then sometimes it's you can't stop writing jokes, you know.
Yeah, all I have is premises. What? Come on out, you guys. I'm in Ann Arbor in a couple of weeks. Here are the new premises. Actually, the driving joke is actually coming together really tight, so I'm pretty psyched about it. Getting the Dodge Charger actually helped.
Nice. All right.
I was opening with the driving joke. You know what? That might have been the problem because I was using the driving joke after the New America chunk, and it kind of brought people back. Mm-hmm. So maybe I'll put it back there and I'll see what goes on. It was very funny. I had a couple of people come up to me after last night's show and say, were you working on new stuff? And I was like,
oh no.
I said, it's all except for the, I did 2 bits from Staycation. And I was like, almost all of that's new that I'm working on for the new album. And the guy, one of the guys was like, it's just so cool to watch the process. And then at the Don't Tell, there was a guy who was like, he was like, you know that gun bit you did about your mother-in-law having a gun and you shouldn't have a gun? And I was like, yeah. He said, man, that one line. And then he said some line and he goes, I wanted more of that. And I was like, yeah, me too. That joke works. I'm like, what are you, nuts? Of course I want more of that.
Interesting. Well, that's good. I mean,
they
tell you what they want.
Too much feedback.
You know?
A little more feedback than I was necessarily looking for.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been cornered. Of course you've been cornered.
Oh, a few times. Mm-hmm. I sold our hats. They did okay.
Okay.
You know?
Oh, good.
You know, think after I bought 25.
Okay.
Again, just out of my paycheck.
Right.
You know, max fun.
No, you did.
Yeah. So once that, I'll probably not sell them again. I don't know what to sell. I hate selling. I would like to sell my book. Actually, I realized all the times I complained about how heavy it is, I felt like proud of it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it wasn't, I don't know.
There was no reason not to want, yeah. It was something
they can figure out a way for me to not have to buy 500 at a time. That's the minimum that they would do a reprint for.
Right. And is it like $5,000?
Yeah, a little more. Mm-hmm. And it's 500 books.
Right.
To store.
Right. I have 500 hats that were $5,000. And but they're hats.
Right.
So they squish better.
Yeah.
So and I'm getting Made of Bee t-shirts in the next 2 weeks.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Jenny Fine. She did the Made of Bees. It says Made of Bees with a B, and that's on the hat. And then there's a t-shirt that has that Made of Bee, that same logo. And then underneath it, it's a caricature of me, and then a caricature of me without a head, made of bees.
That's cute.
Yeah, super cute.
So I got home to what?
Go ahead. I was going to say we should take a break soon, but after this story.
That's not a great. Oh, well, I'm sort of panicking because my son has an opportunity to do something cool. And it happens between the hours of 7 and 9 p.m.
Right.
Monday through Thursday.
You said
well,
that
what else
last
could
week.
I possibly be doing at those
Monday
times,
through
right?
Thursday. Yeah.
So I'm, yeah.
Why isn't it Friday and Saturday? Why isn't it just completely?
I know what
second.
they didn't ruin everything, but so I'm trying. I'm like, how am I going to do this? I already turned down a spot at the Comedy Store on Alex Super had a spot on a show he's doing. So I was like, what? Can I get out by like 8:30? Then I'd have to drive at least a half hour to pick my son up, and it wasn't possible.
Do you want to get him a lift?
I don't know what to do.
We'll set up a GoFundMe.
Do you know how much money that's going to cost?
Yeah. We'll set up a. Laurie wants to do stand-up, you guys. Stand-up comedy, and her son wants to play swim soccer. I don't know. I'm
oh my God.
So.
I need it. I'm just it's weird.
Yeah.
Like, not that my mother would have been able to help, but the fact that she was here was just another presence.
Yeah.
It's just me now. And it's like, I'm always feeling like I got to fix that stuff. And it was nice to have someone else.
Yeah. To blame. Yeah.
To help out, to take up some of the emotional load. I guess,
remember right after she passed away, you were like, I never realized how much she actually cleaned.
Oh my God.
House.
I've given up. It's disgusting. And we live in filth. But
I'll
do
remember not to come over. Yeah, exactly.
Also, the freaking dog, my dog Charmy, is constantly tracking dirt in. It's impossible to keep a floor clean or an area rug clean with a dog that's constantly chasing things.
That's 100-pound dog. Yeah, she's ridiculous.
50-pound dog, but she's a pit bull, so I know how she must look like a 100-pounder.
She's an intimidating dog. Hey, let's take another break.
Okay.
It happened. Where are you at this week? So besides driving back and forth to Water Polo.
Let's see. This week is Thanksgiving, and if I can't get spots this week, I will be throwing another Zoom party. I did.
Did you do
Zoom with our Patreons? Yeah, like 25 people showed up. It was pretty cool. I just did like 15 minutes. I just needed to like think out loud in front of people because I hadn't had a spot all week, you know?
Yep.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm be borrowing more pages from Maria's book of just creating stage time.
Did you get to see her Colbert?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
She did panel. Though. Yep, she did panel. It was super fun. He showed a clip of her new special, which is coming out.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same as her album, which is out right now, called Crowd Pleaser. Yeah. And he talked about her book. But there's a joke in the new album about Colbert. You've heard
I know
right?
that joke. Yeah.
And
that's
they
so
showed
great.
that. He showed that clip.
I love it. I gotta watch it.
She did great.
I retweeted it, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
That's so cool. If people don't know, if you're just like a regular listener, the to be elevated to panel on a late night show is a big deal for a stand-up because we usually are
even though it pays
out last,
and it pays less. It pays so much more. Yeah, she put the pay stub in the thread.
That's
$405.
Wow,
as opposed to like $14.50 or whatever SAG scale is. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
$405.
Well, yeah. It's still a bump up.
But it is still glamorous. And and she looked great. She did great. And
I love the glasses.
Right. And then she went around, she's out east doing different shows. And Steve Benequist, did you ever get to meet him?
I don't know.
He's happened to be in his hometown and he did a guest set at one of her shows. So that was super fun. He's an LA comic. He's great. Oh, here's the other thing you could do. Van Sanders has a Zoom open mic every Thursday.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But the thing is do I have to hang out the whole time?
No, I can't imagine. I mean,
I don't want to be a dick and jump in and do jokes and then leave, you know?
True. You could just leave it on in the background.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I guess so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, how are the other participants supposed to know if it's funny if I'm in background, I'm not listening as an audience member?
Right.
Yeah.
This is a valid question.
We could, and this only this situation is only until my son gets his driver's license, which will be not right now. It's pitch black 12 hours a day here, so I don't want him driving at night. So when things get a little lighter, come spring, he'll get his driver's license and then
if he wants it. All of my nieces and nephews were like, I don't want a driver's license. I want you to drive me around forever.
Yes. Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And and the other thing is, like, now car insurance, insuring a teenage boy, it's a lot of money. I checked. Yeah. It's a lot. Yeah. And we still just have one car, so it's still a problem. But I don't know. Every time I think it'll be easier, it's like it's different in a different way. It's harder. It's just different. Way.
Yeah, it's just different. Yeah. When are you back out on the road?
I go to Springville, Utah, December 1st. I'm just there on a Friday night. It's the Boxcar Comedy Club.
Oh, that's right. You're just doing the Friday. Yep.
It's about 45 minutes south of Salt Lake City. Okay. It seems like I'm excited. Seems beautiful. And then from there, I'm going to fly. Jackie, check this out. I'm flying from Salt Lake to, I'm going to do spots in New York on Saturday night. I have 6 spots at the stand.
Wow.
And, but I'm flying into LaGuardia.
Okay.
Not JFK. Like I usually take JetBlue and fly into JFK, right?
Right.
You got that
Salt Lake.
That drive. You got you have like a $70, $80 cab fare from JFK, and it takes too long. Going into LaGuardia, and then there's a bus that goes right to 125th.
Yep. And
LaGuardia is like completely renovated. That's the only good thing Cuomo did ever in his life as a governor. So I'm psyched. I think I'm taking Southwest from that. Yeah. Oh, it's nice. Good times.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good hub. I'm doing, I think, December 7, 8, 9 in Ann Arbor. Cool. And then that's all I've got for December, I think. And then January, I have a couple of dates doing the Comedy Works, and I'm doing, during Sundance, I'm doing a show in Park City, Utah. And cool. I have rented a car, and I've already gotten some feedback that the drive's going to be boring. And I was like, yeah.
Through Utah? No.
Well, from the airport to Park City, it's just going to be backed up because of Sundance.
Oh, I see.
And I'm like, okay, I have books on tape. It's all going to work out. Yeah.
Books on, well, you can have audio, but what do you mean books on tape? You put cassette tapes in?
Audible. Yes. I'm going to rent a car and make sure it has a tape deck. If someone could get me a 99 Bonneville, that'd be great.
Well, I'm at the Sacramento Punchline, December 29th and 30th. And then the 31st, I'm in Marin. Check my website for tickets. Yeah. I'm, closing out a show in Marin. Beat. So that's a nice little Northern California run. In 2024, I'll be at Dr. Grin's and the Comedy Castle in January and February. The Comedy Castle in Royal Oak, correct? And then Dr. Grin's, of course, in Grand Rapids, the home of Gerald Ford. I visited his library. What am I going to do this time, guys? I've already seen what Grand Rapids has to offer.
They have a lot of olive oil. Oh, it'll be snowing in January. Yeah, you're fine. I'm excited. If it's not snow, it'll be an ice storm. So good luck. But luckily, you're staying, I think, near the hotel's really near the club. So
yeah.
But ask about that top floor. I understand that top floor is a swinger floor. So
well, you know me. I mean, that's right up my alley, Jackie.
I did it. One of the shows I did, I think it was the barbershop show. One of the openers, there was a woman in the front row who had a pineapple shirt on, and she said, does that pineapple shirt mean what I think it means? And the woman goes, yep. And I turned to the guy next to me and I'm like, what does it mean? And he said that they were swingers. Pineapple shirt.
Wait, the pineapple means you're a swinger?
I guess.
I didn't know that. Have you? Well, my robe is from the Pineapple Hotel chain.
Yes, you love the Pineapple Hotel. Is that what that hotel
chain's about?
Well, if it was, neither of us got any. So, and that's just fine.
Devastating.
Where are we?
I don't know.
Approximately 6 minutes, Laurie.
6 more minutes. We are, for our Patreon, of course, we interview a female comic, a former comic of the week once a month.
Are we doing tomorrow?
Felicia.
Oh, that's
Felicia
right, Felicia
Michaels, the
Michaels.
great Felicia. I love Felicia. And so we're talking to her, and that'll be for our Patreons only. And get in, losers, if you're not already there. Okay? Pay for this shit.
Let me tell you my Felicia story that I've told Felicia too many times, and Felicia
Yeah.
was there. 2 reasons Felicia's not going to want to hear this story. A, she was there, and B, I've told it to her at least 3 times. Okay,
Right.
so the first time I met Felicia Michaels was at the Westward Ho in Grand Forks, North Dakota, where worked it, where the pool was shaped like a boot. Yeah. Anyway,
I think so. And the guy, they had a comic would MC for a year there. Didn't Chad Daniels do it and almost go insane?
Yeah, everybody who did it almost went insane. It's called alcoholism. Anyway, so but they came back such amazing comics, and he never booked a woman to do it. And I was like, I could do this. I could do this. And he was like, no, I'm gonna get another guy. And I'm like, and he didn't even hide it. He was just a big cokehead. Anyway,
but you had to live at that hotel.
Yeah.
And then you had nights off in and the nights off, there's nothing to do in that town.
There's no night. There were no nights off. You had to you had to host karaoke every night.
Oh my God. And
you didn't get
awful.
You could eat at the hotel, and you got room, and you could drink at the hotel, and that was all free. But if you wanted to make more than that, Shannon, the hell was his name?
That's who emceed when I was there.
Okay, well,
he mixed something, McLaughlin, maybe.
Yeah, it was a Mick.
Yeah,
and he decided that he wanted to make a little extra money, so he worked at the diner during the day.
Yeah,
that was in the Westward Ho.
So my God, you can't get. And this is in Grand Forks, right? North Dakota.
Okay. Where North Dakota. Literally, there isn't a tree to stop the wind from cutting you in half and counting the rings.
I know.
So it's grim. And so Felicia was working there, and she had just done like a comedy Playboy thing.
Right.
And so there's a million Air Force bases out there, right?
Oh God.
Yeah. So it was the middle 90s. So I was featuring for her, and they were like, we'll show you around. We got to sit in the stealth bomber, she and I. And they were like, we'll give you the officers came, and they're like, we'll give you a tour of the base. And she looked at me and she said, you're coming with me. And I said, I'll come with you. And then we both got to do like the flight simulator, and we got to sit in the stealth bomber. And then my headshot at that time had a big boob shot. It was like a big cleavage thing. And and we had to both sign. She had to sign her Playboy, but I signed my headshot, wish you were here, on the boobs.
Oh God.
Because I was
Jackie.
Oh yeah, I know. Just good writing. That's all that is, Laurie. Just good writing.
You're a foundational road comic in the 90s.
Oh my God, I was a caricature.
The other female comics have built upon what you started and created.
Oh my God. Literally, I was just one of the guys. Just one of the guys.
One of the guys, right.
Which, who wanted... yeah. Anyway, so we're going to talk to her for, that's the Patreon bonus episode, and we're going to record that tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just talk to her about doing stand-up, and then just kind of doing stand-up around LA. And then she had other hobbies and other incomes and stuff like that. A couple of boys.
Life.
Yeah.
Like her sons are grown up. They're out of the house. She's single. She's dating. She's like doing documentaries and photography and just like following her.
Oh, I see
her interests.
I see why you want to interview her. You're like, how did you do it? Can I please get a hint? I don't blame you.
She's the one that told me that I was like, I can't wait till my son's a teenager. It's going to be so easy. And she's like, no.
No.
Just they need you.
Needs. She was the one who said that they need you even more, kind of, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. By the way, he has a little fever, so he's sleeping in my room. So I'm like discombobulated. I'm like, can't go anywhere.
Wait, he doesn't have a bed?
My room's really nice. And so I was gone, and I came home, and he
was
taken over.
Out. He sacked out your room. Oh, fair enough.
Yes, he's taken over my room.
Okay.
And we did a COVID test, swabbed the cheeks and everything, and he's COVID negative. So probably just some kind of flu-y thing, but no coughing either. So
Okay.
but
So
still,
there's that. Yeah. So
but
he's
still,
not feeling good. Yeah, not good. Not
right.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Did he read that comment?
I don't know, and he is still. I think this took him out all day. He's been sleeping all day, but he's going to make a thank you graphic for you. I can't
Should
hear
use to
you.
say what you
Oh,
cannot
I
hear
can
me.
now. I got you
Oh,
now.
okay. Nancy Cation used to say about thank you letters. She said, "Do you want another $5? Write a thank you letter." It was the
It's
1950s when I was a child.
it's just a JPEG, so
But
it'll be coming your way though.
very sweet though, very nice.
Yes, yes,
Hey,
yes,
Laurie,
yes.
I don't care about this last 7 seconds. How about you?
Me neither. Bye.